Senator Marco Rubio joining us from Capitol Hill.
You.
Senator, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, Jen and I, glad to have you on Faith Nation, by the way, our new show.
Great,
so we're
good to be with you.
We'll get you a mug. The child tax credit, you and Ivanka, first of all, what was for dinner? Just kidding. But beyond the dinner plans, tell us about the child tax credit.
It's something we've worked on for a long time, and it's based on the fundamental reality that raising children in the 21st century is more expensive than ever. The most important institution in society is the family, and our children are an investment in our future. They are America's future taxpayers. So you have a tax code that says if you invest in equipment or in a business, the tax code takes that into account and helps you for it. But if you invest in children, in a family, in future taxpayers, it doesn't. So just a very real reality that for millions and millions of Americans, the cost of raising children is impacting, quite frankly, family formation, how many children they have, and then certainly the quality of life as they raise those children and the opportunity they give them. So it also is part of an imbalance. You know, when you are raising a child, you are raising a future taxpayer who's going to help fund Medicare and Social Security. Our tax code should take that into account.
What are the chances you think it could pass the Senate?
I think the chances are now very high, because if you look at the way the tax reform is structured, whether or not we give middle-class families any sort of relief will be almost entirely dependent on what we do with the child tax credit.
What do you think about these, to health care real quick, what do you think of this whole Patty Murray and Lamar Alexander?
You know, I haven't looked at it carefully. You know, I'm just cynical in nature about anything that's designed to fix Obamacare. I think it's so broken it needs to be repealed and replaced. But we'll be open-minded and look at it and see if it makes sense.
And Steve Bannon, you know, he wants to come in and shake things up. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, people are frustrated, and that's what he's plugging into. Look, Republicans said if we got the majority, we would repeal Obamacare, reform the tax code, get rid of regulations, get rid of the Iran deal. None of it's happened, and people are upset, and they have a right to be.
What about the Iran deal specifically? Tell us a little bit about what you think of President Trump, not just on that deal, but overall with this president. It seems like he is trying to do what he said he was going to do on the campaign trail.
Right. Well, he is, and look, I'm very skeptical that the Iran deal can be fixed. I quite frankly think it's a deal that was designed to cheat and to help Iran cheat, and it's a bad deal for America. I agree with the president. As I said, I'm not going to rule anything out of hand. Maybe these guys have come up with a way to fix it, but by and large, I think it's a bad deal, and it's going to lead to a nuclear Iran. Again, I hate to keep using this word, but I'm very skeptical that it can be fixed. Probably needs to get rid of it.
How concerned are you that the GOP could lose the majority in the midterms?
Yeah, I mean, it's legitimate.
Well, I think if we don't do what we said we were going to do, people have a right to ask themselves, well, why do we need you there? And it's frustrating as someone who has supported all these things to see one or two people standing in the way of us actually doing. Hopefully that'll change with tax reform.
Puerto Rico. I don't even know where to begin on Puerto Rico, but where does this need to go at this point? What's the next step? And is the federal government, that's the big concern, is the Trump administration going to be there for the long haul?
I think that they will be, and I think Puerto Rico is a long-term commitment for us. It's got very serious structural challenges that existed even before the storm, and we'll have to confront all those in the months to come. I don't have any question about the Trump administration's commitment to Puerto Rico, but it's going to be a long road, and I think everybody needs to understand that.
Interesting. I want to follow up on that because the governor actually said that things seem to be going swimmingly, pretty well, but the mayor, obviously, of San Juan has been critical.
Yeah.
There's these two
divergent
opinions.
I think the issue is not the federal response. The federal government's provided the resources. The issue's been distributing it, and obviously Puerto Rico's had a massive breakdown. They got hit by a storm on top of a very serious pre-existing issues, and the logistical challenges of distributing the aid has been the biggest problem, and that's what we'll have to confront in the months to come. That continues to be an issue.
Senator, you tweet Bible verses most mornings on Twitter. Some people say you're not supposed to do that.
Well, I'll continue to do it, and Twitter's voluntary. People sign up to follow me on Twitter. If they don't like it, they don't have to follow me.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about why your faith is so important to you, because you've just talked about this on the campaign trail. I remember our conversations.
It is the single greatest influence on my life, and I think it's a positive influence, and I want to share that with people. In fact, my faith calls me to share that with people, and obviously some people don't like it. They don't have to follow me, and certainly, but to me, it's the single biggest influence on my life, and it's helped me tremendously, I think, even in my public service.
Very nice.
Senator Marco Rubio, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks again.